So here we have Torchlight 2, and apparently my P key also opens up the pet interface. I gotta be a little bit careful with hitting the P key. And for those of you that haven't played this, this actually it was recently on sale on Steam last week. This doesn't do any good now because the sale has ended. It was on sale for, I think, $6. It was quite a deal. And this, of course, is a what you call a Diablo-style loot-based game. A lot of people say Diablo levels 18 to 20. Let's see if I am an 18, but you know what? I haven't played this in a few days, so I might be a little bit rusty. I think I'm going to try this over here. Oh, there's some gold over here that I never picked up. There's a lot of loot in this game. You will spend a lot of time selling all your junk. Which, you know, it kind of begs the question with some of these loot-based games. You know, you have to... I didn't even look to see what the... cycle this back. What the level requirement... Or not requirement, but...
I don't have enough money.
Something is annihilating me. I don't know where my mana went. It was getting drained by something. Looks like it may have been. I typically when I play these games, I keep it really simple. Little leeches or something, man. I pretty much just use. You'll notice I don't have most of the stuff in my little action bar marked because I just find something that works and that's pretty much all I use. I keep it pretty simple. I really do. If I start to struggle, I'll start to do something else. But these, see, I've already got too much. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with loot-based games, and Torchlight is no exception. I just feel like I spend so much time going through inventory and just to sell stuff. Now, I tell you this much right now: this is the most fun combat in a loot-based game. They did a great job with just making it fun to kill stuff. Not a big fan of Diablo in terms of that. You know, you got to give Diablo credit. Ooh, look at this big guy.
I can't carry anymore.
Not too worried about him. But this is a very arcade style of.
I can't carry anymore.
I'm about to show you why this loot games could be so obnoxious. Let me grab this mana potion though. But this is fun combat, and you get hit with just tons and tons of enemies, which you do in Diablo as well. But I don't know, there's just something about this. So let's open up our inventory, and now we get to. Now we can put a lot of stuff on our pet. That's one of the cool things about Torchlight is you get this pet, and the pet levels up, and you can equip some stuff to him. My pet is named Hermit, who was a friend of mine that I play Steam games with, and we play on Xbox Live, so that's why his name is Hermit. So now you have to sit here and go through all this inventory to figure out what you want to keep. There's a lot of empty sockets on that. I could probably make it better. I'm going to hold on to that. But I'm going to move some stuff over to my pet and sell it. I just look at the damage per second. Anything that's actually better than what I got. But I don't want to sell this because I really want to get those, see those yellow, that's those slotted items to make it more powerful, which I believe I can get those back. I don't know. By the time I hit 21, I'll have something better than that. So really what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all this to my... holy crap, that's much better. Wow, 136, that's fantastic. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all this over to my pet. And then send my pet back to town to sell it. And then my pet won't be able to help me for a while, but that's okay. It's like 2 minutes it takes for her to... Hermit's definitely a girl. Birds are always girls, right? So that's pretty nice right there. But I'll have to do this probably 2 or 3 times when I'm in this... I didn't even look at that dungeon. I wish there was just, in all honesty, man, I wish there was just like an auto-equip type of thing, and, you know, it's just, that's what's, you know... I hope I kept those 2 20s. I did not, so which one's the 6? This one, I believe. I believe. Yes. Okay, you know what? That's annoying. I didn't even put the right one. It's this one I need to get rid of. And, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead.
Your pet has departed.
Pet will be back in 2 minutes. But, you know, these loot-based games, it's interesting because essentially what they do is they kind of replace gold with useless stuff. I remember, yeah, it started with you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but I think I have a puppy having a bad dream. Sleeping on my couch. Get up there.
You have completed the quest.
But, you know, most of what you get is just complete garbage, and having to sort through it, I don't find it that fun. It's always fun when you find something that's really good. But is that it? Is that all this is a very... There's got to be something else here. I wasn't even paying attention to see if I completed a quest. I guess maybe killing that purple name guy was what I was supposed to do, but... yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I feel like with these loot-based games, there's a better way to do loot. And, you know, Borderlands, I love Borderlands, but, you know, Borderlands is really interesting in that... And I'll tell you something that is actually cool about Torchlight that at least I thought was... Let me go return this quest. That I thought was cool. Let me get my reward. Let's see what we got here. I'll take that tag for my pet. But Borderlands, it really exploited a major flaw, I think, with the loot-based game, where you could just go through the same area and go through the same loot chests and just get loot over and over and over again. And with Torchlight, nothing respawns, no enemies respawn. And I thought, wow, you know, this could actually be a great game because you can't farm kills. You can't just sit there and go through the same area over and over again, except for when you host a multiplayer game, you're allowed to reset the world. So I thought for a second that could be a big help, because I find myself just kind of overlooking the loot. Say, look, I'm going to get better stuff as I go. And I don't think... Ooh, what the hell is that?
I'm wounded.
Because nothing respawns in this game, there's really no reason for... I'm about to die. For enemies to level up as you level up. But that's one of the things that really bothers me about many loot-based games, is the enemies that level up as you do. Because basically you're not actually getting any you're not getting more powerful in those games. You're just simply keeping up with what the enemies are doing. And that bugs me. Now, I remember Oblivion. Everybody bitched about it in Oblivion, and you know, it's tough to balance a game if you think about it. If you don't have enemies leveling up, how do you keep the game challenging if someone, you know, finds the best weapons in the game earlier, you know, spends a lot of time leveling up, and then the rest of the game becomes easy? But I tell you, a lot of people have not played Two Worlds. Two Worlds it wasn't a great game, let's be honest. But I tell you what, enemies didn't level up, and they built a game that was really kind of fascinating, because what they did is they said, well, look, we're just going to throw random difficult enemies out all over the place, and if you can kill them, you kill them. If not, well, one day you'll be strong enough to kill them. And I like that. Oh, that was a great idea, and it worked really well. And you know, you see an enemy that was very tough, and you say, look, I'm going to come back one day and kill that son of a bitch. And you would. Probably. If you could call it, oh my god, look at this guy. If you could play the game long enough, you would. This guy's like throwing dark sector weapons at me. Go ahead and heal. See, look at all this loot that I'm just going to have to sell. And yeah, this is a game where you don't end up buying a lot of stuff from shops either, I've noticed. So you end up with a ton of money and nothing to spend it on. Enemies in this game are amazing, and you know, if they decide to make a Torchlight 3, I tell you what, man, I would love to see a retail version of this. I would love it, because you know, you think about it, this is only a $20 game, and it's absolutely as good as Diablo. It may not be as big as Diablo. I haven't played through this game. I'm still on Act 1. I think there are 3 acts. I assume it's not as big as Diablo, but I mean, for a $20 game, I mean, is Diablo 3 times as good as this game? Absolutely. Holy shit. Absolutely not. There's no way it's 3 times as good. So, I mean, these guys they're onto something here. And it's such a polished game. It's such a good engine. I'm actually running it on PC, so I'm running it at... so I always record my games when I do 1280 by 720, and I just half size it, because 1280 by if I sat there and I don't have great internet, so it's very difficult for me to upload a 1280 by 720 video. I wish I could. It'd be great if I could. My internet's actually supposed to be getting upgraded here in a few days, any day now, really. The speeds are supposed to get doubled. The speeds get doubled. Is still, you know, when I'm doing a 640 by 360. I'm trying to do it very high quality so it looks good, but still 720 by, 1280 by 720 is literally 4 times the resolution. So double internet. I really like 4 times the internet speed. But when you live in the middle of nowhere, it's very difficult to get great internet. But anyways, I don't even know what I was talking about. I'm distracted by these giant... This is like I'm fighting a flood in Halo right now. Oh, but yeah, but it's such a good game, such a polished game, and these guys, they keep this up, you know. The one thing is, I think this is a genre that could become stale very quickly, because it's not, you know, they're kind of saying, if you think about it, these, you know, what Blizzard did with Diablo, they pretty much just redid with World of Warcraft. If you think about it, these isometric loot games, they almost control exactly like the MMOs do, except, like I said, they're isometric. They're not a third-person over-the-shoulder view. I am absolutely going in circles, by the way, because I'm not really paying attention. Trap. But this is, like I said,